And right now we are having a very important match coming up. And Winter will explain why as I fill out my passport information.
Wow.
So I get to go to
Wow, well
Moscow.
played, dude. So apparently Lumi is filling in some important details for our visa, so I have to take over for a bit. We're still waiting for, let's see, how many players are in the lobby right now. There's 9 players in the lobby, so we are still waiting on one more person from Empire. I think we're waiting for waiting for Hovos, I think, to join the game before we start the game, maybe in 1 minute. So in the meantime, I think after the last result, No Logic Gaming has no more chances to
They are
proceed.
out.
Yeah, they are out of the tournament, so that's a little update we have. And for Complexity, they sort of need another team to help them, right? If MVP
Complexity
gets one
need,
game here, means Complexity has no chance anymore.
yeah, MVP needs to lose everything.
For Complexity to have a chance.
And Complexity needs to 2-0 their opponents.
Okay, so that is basically for the last slot right now.
Yep.
Between Complexity and MVP Phoenix.
Well, the match also is important for Team Empire because if they 2-0 this one and 2-0 the next one, they could finish first place, which in the main Moscow event, that means you could choose your first round opponent. So basically Empire, if they win 4 games,
They have to win all their games, right?
they have to win all
If
the
they
games.
win 3, it's not enough.
Not enough. They need to win all games to tie with Vega, and they have, tie with 4CL, and they have the head-to-head beating 4CL.
Okay, so the last 2 series are pretty important for Empire.
It's important for everybody.
Yep.
So just the way that I like it. Okay, so I don't have an employer. So because I'm self-employed, guys. Thank you. Look at how professional we're doing. Oh, all right. Sorry about that, guys. We literally had to fill out the form so we get to go to Moscow. But yeah, Winter did an excellent job telling where we are in the tournament. Did we miss out anything? I don't think we did.
Yeah, I think we basically covered every part, and and we explained how important are the last remaining 2 games.
Yeah.
So
So
it's safe to say there's the only chance it happens for a tiebreak is if MVP loses both games and Complexity wins the last 2 games.
it could happen.
So that
Like
is that is
Parker
the
was
only
not
way.
sold on it at
Yeah.
all, but
that was the only way that
yeah. I
we
mean,
will
it's a
have
long stretch,
tiebreakers.
but it could happen because obviously MVP played very well the last game. But do you see them being a fairly unstable team, or do you think they could kind of give you that performance every single game?
Um, I think I mentioned this on the first day. I don't know what to expect from them, even though they didn't do so well on the first day. But I could see the team having very stable draft. Like the drafts are basically MVP drafts, but they weren't playing and gelling as well. Like there were times that they made mistakes as a team. Someone's going in, someone's not going in. But the second day, the games were much better. Like today, even today, the games are all significantly better than the games that they actually played in the previous day. So I think over the course of the event, if they keep improving, like even you mentioned, you wouldn't even be surprised if MVP would be able to, you know, compete with the strongest teams in the event.
Or win the whole tournament.
Yeah, or win the whole tournament. Yeah.
So that's definitely a hard spot for, I guess, Complexity to be in. Kind of your
Yeah,
fate is not
but
exactly
you'll be
in your own hand.
surprised sometimes when teams are backed against the wall.
And they played much better.
Yeah, they play much better.
All right. We are into the draft here, and looks like MVP Phoenix has the first pick. I think in the past, when they do have the first pick, they grab the Shadow Fiend whenever they can.
Yeah, they are very big fans of Shadow Fiend, Spirit Breaker, and there's one more hero I was mentioning
Tusk.
to you.
Jakiro.
No, Jakiro. Yeah, I see these 3 heroes being the big heroes for the current MVP team.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Shadow Fiend this patch. I think he is probably one of the most broken hero because Shadow
Broken.
Fiend. Hmm?
Like he's just good because of certain mechanics in the game.
Well, he just allows you to do so much, right? Because you could team fight early with him, you could siege late game with them.
Flexible.
yeah, you-
Roshan.
You never lack late game. You got the Roche. You could come back if you have an early bat start. So I just feel like you could really not go wrong with the Shadow Fiend first.
Yep, and for a team like MVP, even though we mentioned the heroes that I like, Jakiro, SF, but overall I think their playstyle revolves around winning their lanes. They want to get Kyo a good start, and MP is a very explosive safe laner. He doesn't want to sit in the lane and farm like a hero on anti-mage. He wants to get a few levels, leave the lane, and do stuff with his team. He's a very active carry.
Although I think judging from what Parker is saying, that it seems like MVP lost the laning stage. but they made a very strong mid-game recovery. So
I mean, they were against Brood Mother, so that was kind of hard. Like, if the enemy team picks the Brood Mother, it's kind of an inherited advantage to the draft where you're gonna have an advantage in your lanes. So
it's more normal to lose your lane.
yeah, it's more normal to if you break even versus Brood, it's like you're kind of happy, right?
Right.
You win if you win the lane against Brood, okay, GG. But overall, when you're playing against Brood, you are normally at a disadvantage at the start of the laning phase. But I think overall in that game, what won most of the fights for them was the Iron Shell on the Ember. That's what I felt.
That is definitely a very strong combo. We'll see if they're gonna pick it up or get to pick it up this time. Team Empire does have to pick. Team Empire also really enjoy having not Gyrocopter, Spirit Breaker, but they don't draft it as highly as MVP. But they might actually just deny it though.
Well, we'll see. MVP opens with the Shadow Fiend and Empire responds with like usually we see Gyro plus a defensive support like Dazzle, Wyvern, like one of those few supports. Or even Bane is not there, so I guess Dazzle, Wyvern should be the heroes with Gyrocopter, because usually when you have Gyrocopter in a team fight, you want to be able to make sure that the Gyro doesn't die before he unleashes his like all the flat cannon shots, the combo, the call down, the rocket barrage. So Dazzle or Wyvern would be a really good combination with that. And as we mentioned, MVP loves their SB. 17% of the time they win the game, but apparently in this event it's 71% of the time. Just kidding.
No, like I said, you could prepare your hits. I'm not sure if Forev does that. Forev is generally the Spirit Breaker player, although I think yesterday.
But you don't do it like. You don't put that in your mind that you want to do it before you charge every time. Sometimes you don't have a chance to do that. You know, it's something extra that you try to do it if you can.
Yeah, I do agree. But every time I'm in the lane and I hit the creep and I get a bash, I'm like, fuck. Now I have to prepare my hits again. You know, that's at least what's going through my mind when I play Spirit Breaker.
But right now, both of the teams having like very like active
their own style,
active lineups. So they both want to look to fight.
Okay.
Early, I feel like with this 4 picks, SB is gonna like solidify their laning phase, protect the SF. Gyro plus Dazzle is very team fight centric as well, like very team fight focused. You want to be active and participating in fights very early. And if you look at what Empire's banning out, they ban out the Darkseer. They don't want more team fight for Shadow Fiend, but it's quite surprising though. Usually when you have Gyro, you want to have a setup for the cooldown, so Vacuum would be something that comes to my mind very quickly.
It's very good for themselves?
Yeah.
I do agree with that, and honestly, Gyrocopter lane against Darkseer is not bad.
Dude, maybe they want Brood, that's why they ban the Darkseer. Maybe. But do they actually play... Oh yeah, Funnick plays Brood, right?
Well, I think it's more like you don't want to deal against Darkseer plus Spirit Breaker, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, when you have Dazzle already, and sometimes when you have a plan that you might pick Brood, you want to remove the Darkseer. So, because Darkseer is one of the few better heroes in the lane. Like Darkseer plus Axe are I think the two best against Brood Mother. So, and for a team that if you can utilize Brood, you always have that thought in your mind, right? You remove this hero and it makes another hero strong. And if you are allowed an opportunity to pick the hero, you would always pick it.
Well, at least in DreamHack, or Dream League Finals, as well as the matches here, I have not seen Empire pick Brood for Funnick.
So not even once, right?
Not even once. So
but he played it in the past. I know he played it.
Yeah. I'm just wondering whether they're comfortable with him playing Brood or not.
Yeah,
you know,
that is also another point that we don't know, because this team is like so they made so many changes recently, so we don't really have a good amount of sample size to determine whether they would actually play this specific style with the Brood Mother. Well,
the Brood is still in the pool. It's still open. They're gonna go with the Aloha dance.
Yep, it seems like this is their staple pick. You know, Rubik has been a pick that they've been using in a lot of their games. It seems like when they are not sure what they want to do, they just go for a confirm pick, like a Rubik. So they make sure that they do not reveal anything. They have good team fight, good lane set. Like Rubik plus Gyro is just a very strong lane. It's very difficult for the offlaner to go.
It's really the Gyro that makes the lane strong, because I see Rubik as a very weak laning support.
I mean, Rubik like does combine well with Gyro and Juggernaut because of the way the spell is set up.
Right. Like, because of the cores deal a ton of damage. The support by himself, it does not.
Yeah, because Rubik doesn't do damage.
Yeah. In this particular game, you could definitely lift.
Yeah, the SB.
SB.
It's annoying.
Let's say you're in a position of MVP, right? You see the early Rubik draft. Do you feel somewhat kind of restricted in terms of what heroes you could pick?
I think you still pick whatever. You don't like see Rubik and then your lineup. For example, I'm just using an example. I'm not using this game. Like you wanted Magnus and Ember, and you already have the Ember Darkseid. Let's say, for example, and then you see the Rubik, but it doesn't make you feel like, oh, I'm not gonna pick Magnus with our lineup because they're gonna steal our RP. But because you're picking it for the Empower, So
That's fair.
Yeah.
At the same time, though, let's say MVP has something like a Queen of Pain, Earthshaker, then Rubik on the other side is just gonna get happy, right?
Sometimes it comes to like your mind, but I think mostly you can't put it as a primary focus that, oh, they have Rubik, these are all the heroes that we are not picking. We're not picking Earthshaker, we're not picking Jakiro.
Okay.
That's not, I don't think you draft that way. You just draft like, you try to avoid it, but it cannot be your primary concern that, oh, they have Rubik, we cannot pick all these heroes.
Well, right back in it, we do see the Witch Doctor being picked into the Rubik, so that's going to be a good death ward still. And a Bounty Hunter coming out from Phoenix.
This is MVP. Like
this is MVP at its core, right?
This is the MVP draft. They have SB, SF, a core hero mid that can carry the game, TA or SF, and then they have like other heroes that can keep fighting and keep getting gold, like Retract, and SB is also very good at securing the SF, the lane for the SF. So overall, this MVP Phoenix draft, it feels like their TI team.
So
using.
I saw this exact same draft against NLG, and I believe it was versus a solo Viper in the mid lane.
Oh, Viper could be good versus those heroes actually.
It is, but then like they basically did 3-man ganks against a Viper every single time with Spear Breaker charge.
They have Dazzle this game, no? Dazzle can have just a
That's
TC.
true. That's true. So maybe NLG just didn't protect their Viper enough. And speaking of Viper, Resolution has been playing that hero quite a bit for himself.
I think Viper is a really good pick versus all those heroes because he's tanky, that's number one. Against Bounty and SB, usually you have heroes that are really tanky, so they don't fulfill their role in the game because SB and BH are all about trading kills, so I get track gold, I kill heroes, you kill my hero, I don't care, but I get track gold. But if you have heroes that, okay, they run at you but they can't kill you, then it's a problem. Like Dragon Knight is also a solid ban because it's a tanky hero, and it allows their team to play a very aggressive style with the clock and the gyro, because gyro and clock are cores that are very fast paced. The tempo is really quick. Dragon Knight would fit into their lineup.
I think the nice thing about the DK and the Viper, as we're mentioning, is also give them some high ground sieging, which gyro technically could do when you throw enough buff on him, like slow crest and whatnot. But having a Viper or a DK, you could comfortably sit behind and start sieging towers.
I actually prefer the Viper more over the Dragon Knight, even though Dragon Knight could still fit in their lineup. But I feel like the laning phase is a huge deal. Like Dragon Knight is not going to do anything against SF.
Yep.
So
it's almost an auto loss, right, if you go DK against SF? Especially when Bounty Hunters come in.
You expect to lose the lane, but losing the lane isn't like abnormal. It's normal to lose the lane. You pick Dragon Knight into SF, you don't expect to win the lane. You just expect to like get some farm. If you break even, that's great, but you get levels because Dragon Knight does more when he has the levels. SF is more focused on his own economical development as a hero. He wants to get items, he wants to get levels. So both of the heroes serve for a different purpose in the game.
Alright, so it looks like we're drafting MP's last hero. I think in this particular event, he's played things like Ember Spirit, Juggernaut,
most that fight very well.
Slark is also one of his picks. I just wonder if there's
a lot of AoE though, like not sure.
So what is the core that you're looking to do as?
But Slark definitely fits the way they want to play.
Queen of Pain, okay.
This is fine too. This is Queen of Pain. It's very very fight centric early game, and you can actually counteract what the Gyro would want to do, because basically Gyro gets level 6, he wants to smoke with the Rubik or the Dazzle, you place wards and you make an aggressive play, you try to kill the Shadow Fiend when he's doing his stacks. That is the most common tempo the teams want to do. When you have a safe lane like Queen of Pain, you can counteract what he's trying to do. When you anticipate the movements, you get an early TP when you're Sonic Wave, so when you are at the fight, there's a chance that they kill the SF, but you also like kill the Gyro when the Queen of Pain rotates in as well. So I think that is the first key point of contention for Empire and MVP to look to deal with, because they are going to read it.
I think the first contention that we're going to see this game is how much Empire is going to protect their mid lane, because you imagine that MVP is going to focus on it quite a bit with charges and Bounty Hunter rotations.
I think number one is like the TP, the early TP on no fear. I think Dazzle has to have a very early TP score, so he's able to keep the Viper safe at all times. Because if you look at the laning phase, I think Rubik and Gyro could easily zone the SB.
Yep, that's for sure.
So you don't really need 3 heroes there. But then again, this game, Viper is not a hero that you need to focus too much stacking for. So not sure, but you can stack for the Gyro obviously. But their mid hero is not the common hero that can kill stacks very, very quickly that we see a lot.
Yeah, they're not going to stack for him, I don't think.
It's just mostly just protecting him and zoning so that the Viper actually can dominate the SF. And obviously placing sentries is important against the BH.
And speaking of sentry, looks like Aloha started with 2. Same thing with the Bounty Hunter. The build that Viper has been going for, and it seems like Everybody's just
the no boots.
yeah, the
build.
no boots build. You go Ring of Aquila, you go Magic Wand, you go Headdress, and you just like tank everything.
You stay in the lane and be a nuisance.
Yeah. The very scary thing is you have to be very cognizant of how many Magic Wand charges he has when you make that gank. Because Viper's one of those heroes that could turn the gank around under his tower and maybe even get 2 kills because of things like
It's like
Nether Toxin and Poison Attack.
that is a hero that you pay a huge price to go on. Like
Yeah.
Bristol, like Viper, Bristol, or Wraith King with Ultimate are generally heroes that you see that way. You are very cautious when you are making a first move on that hero.
For now, the one thing to point out is that Debut did start with the Orb of Venom. So normally I'm a fan of starting with at least 2 clarities because you do run out of mana.
I actually like this build though. I think this build, like Orb of Venom, is very good on the hero. I think you should always get Orb of Venom if you are playing it this way.
Especially against a very weak laner like Shadowfiend.
Yeah, because if you catch a support in the jungle alone,
you get like 6 extra hits.
He can't fight you, and you just like keep right-clicking him, and there's nothing you can do.
Looks like he might try to steal this rune, but it could pay. There is no deaths available on the side of.
There's sentries.
Actually, they start with 4 sentries.
Yeah, I think 4 sentries is getting more and more common nowadays.
Okay.
Whoa, they bought what clockwork?
Did he just buy more
Or
wards?
did he just? Oh, that's strange.
Oh, he just got past wards, but it actually showed that.
Oh, did they change it recently?
I don't know.
I
I don't think it's supposed to do that.
It's like what?
You know, you could troll the casters really hard. Just keep passing wards back and forth. And then, oh, Funnick looks like he went for a.
He tried to disrupt.
He actually burned Dubu's mana. That's actually pretty big against a bounty hunter.
Yeah, it is. You read all your early game mana is gonna determine how much you can roam around and get wards down and whatnot and pressure. But he has a clarity, so it's fine.
So it looks like the Dads are gonna start on the mid lane, which is
common.
Yeah.
Mid lane is never about 1v1 anymore nowadays. It's
Well, I think for Viper, you can kind of leave him there because he wants to hit level 2 to 3,
yeah, but
right?
at the same time, because the enemy team is up against a Viper, they're gonna try and upset the balance that 1v1 I'm not gonna win, so I'm gonna bring more help. So on the Viper's team, you're like, okay, we are gonna do that as well, so we make sure the Viper wins the lane.
Oh, Viper is definitely winning the lane right now, as Shadowfiend is.
I mean, it's something that's very, very common that Viper is gonna beat SF in the first 2 waves. But as soon as SF gets his levels, level 3 and level 5, these are the 2 points SF start to come back in terms of last hitting and starts to be getting more and more CS.
Yeah, not only that, once we're gonna see level 2 or 3 on the Spear Breaker, he's gonna be looking to charge as well. He's got the cogs. Dubu is like, I'm out of here. I have no mana. It's not a good place for him to be at, and looks like his rotation is completely being spotted out by a couple of observe wards as well. But speaking of which, Kyo seems to be fairly okay now once he gets to level 2 and level 3 to follow through.
And Sentry. Oh, they both got the sentries off. Oh dear.
Okay, they got each other's sentry, but there's a charge coming onto the mid lane. I believe No Fear is gonna get bumped in the back. Maybe he'll cancel it. Yeah, in fact, he's gonna go on No Fear. No 70% bash just yet, but for F is just going strong. They really want that Orb of Venom from the Bounty Hunter. It looks like he is trying to get an angle come in. Again, he's completely out of mana. Clarity is also gone. So he's just not having a good time.
Yeah, but I feel like what Empire wants to do this game is to get to the point where they have the levels on the Gyro and the mech on the Viper, and then they group up and they just fight together. Because that would not allow the SB or BH to get singular track pickoffs.
Is Dubu dead? He's actually dead.
No mana. Oh dear, okay.
Can't make that kind of go.
That was really, really strange indeed.
Yep. I mean, even if he invis, they could have just dropped the sentry and
yeah,
guaranteed that kill.
At this point, the BH would maybe be better at helping the SB, maybe try and get something done at bottom, kill the Rubik. But overall, in the mid lane, it doesn't feel like he's going to be doing anything anymore because Viper is totally dominating the lane, and it's very hard to actually go on the Viper when Dazzle is always around. Like, we expected the Dazzle to always be around, right? Because we know that they're going to try and kill the Viper with either the SB or the BH early, so No Fear has been just sitting here being the nanny for the Viper the whole time.
And the downside of this Bounty Hunter roaming is that you don't get that many jungle stacks. He's only stacking the first one right now. Because normally Shadowfiend always have a stack to go back to.
I think it's like plan B. It's the time that you just focus on stacking and not try to harass the mid lane anymore. I hear a charge, or Foref just gets a charge out. Yep. He got caught by the Rubik and the Gyrocopter. But I think overall Empire's plan would be I get level 6 on my Clockwork, and I get called down on my Gyrocopter, I get mech, I group up. So I don't allow SV or BH to get any singular pickoffs. I try to fight head on to minimize all these track kills. Because I feel like they have much more AoE. Like in terms of the earlier fights, Hookshot into Cooldown and the Viper, it's much stronger. Even though if you look at MVP's lineup, they have Shadowfiend and QOP.
Yep.
Both are really strong at team fight as well, and the Witch Doctor. But I think if the Clockwork gets a good initiation on the Shadowfiend or the Witch Doctor, you kill someone first. They don't have a defensive support like Dazzle. You know, Empire has that defensive capability. Like even if you catch one with the SV, you have the Grave.
They're debating Resolution really hard right now. Resolution sitting at
He's
3
tanky
magic
though.
wand charges.
He's really tanky. Where's the Dazzle?
I believe the charge on the bottom side also got cancelled. There's a haste run on Dubu, but he's got to be very careful fighting under tower.
Dude, he's so freaking tanky. Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Like, you can't kill him. Like, this build is absolutely insane. But I think they're looking for a secondary charge. Forev is coming in right in.
Dazzle is here though.
I mean, they don't care. They're going to just go right. In fact, the charge is going to go on the top lane. It's going to be against Funnick.
Solo kill?
Yeah, he's going to get a solo kill,
That's
but he might die as a result.
Even if he dies, it's worth it.
All right.
There was like 4 heroes coming over, he gets a 1-for-1 trade, and it's like all these early trades that an offlaner can get, and you get the kill first, so you get the experience. This is always worth it. It is always worth it.
Speaking of experience, the Bounty Hunter did get a part of that, and a big part of MVP's game plan is getting that level 6 track.
Yep, and trying to get pickoffs. Trying to get pickoffs and getting pickoffs is another thing, because it depends on whether Empire allow that to happen. Because what I can see happening for Empire is once they group up, it's going to be really difficult for BH or SB to get any singular pickoffs unless they're strong enough to take a head-on fight and they win the fight.
Yep. And speaking of that, I guess you got the Shadow Fiend, the Requiem, the Sonic Wave. I mean, something I said about this kind of lineup for MVP is if you could force Empire to run away at the beginning of the fight, then you're pretty good, right? That's where charges and tracks really get you mileage.
You basically can't run away. You can't escape if you lose the fight. But
they have things like cogs, right? That's a very good way to escape without being chased.
I just feel like if they execute the fight correctly, they get a good hook shot, it's very difficult for them to lose the early engagements. The early engagements are where Empire are really strong with the Viper, plus the Gyrocopter and the hook shot.
So now we do see the Bounty Hunter actually leeching a little bit of experience. I'm surprised he actually hasn't joined the Shadow Fiend in the jungle to steal a bit of his.
It's fine if they have a lane for the BH, I guess. You don't want to waste anything.
Oh, he's getting essentially every creep denied.
I mean, it's still something, right? He's level 2, so it's still a good amount of experience that he's getting. But I think overall, I wanted to add another point is like if a team fight is going to happen, the early team fights, I feel Empire has much more control over when the fight is going to happen, because if you compare Clockwork and an SB, Clockwork can determine more of the fight when is it happening.
That's true.
SB is much more difficult because it's not, the charge is not so reliable if you compare to hookshot.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to make it go on the bottom here. Call down, the first one is going to miss, and looks like he doesn't lift him into the second one, knowing that you really can't get the kill, because you could charge back out anyways.
I think he needed the first one to hit though, because he wasn't in range, so he needed the slow from the first one to hit, and then it would allow the Rubik to actually get into range to get his lift off. So
or just use a lift as a preventative measure when he tries to charge out.
When he charges out. Yeah, that's true. Because if you lift him into the cooldown, he just charges out.
So that's the timing that you mentioned earlier, right? The first cooldown usage, whether Havos, essentially leaves the lane and ganks the Shadow Fiend. So knowing that, Shadow Fiend should feel pretty good for the next couple of...
Yeah, but it's not a long cooldown, so they still have to be very wary, because I feel like Empire at the next few minutes are going to look to make a move. They want to place a wall to scout the SF. This is very, very common and something that you have to do against Shadow Fiend.
Oh, so far they're not doing it. And Shadow Fiend having free reign in the jungle. He's bottle crowing right now.
Top lane, Sonic.
He should be fine.
There's Sonic Wave though. Let's see if they... Oh, they didn't get the Maledict on him.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Sonic Wave, that's going to hit. And a blink back. That will get the kill, but he's out of mana for a TP.
Anyone TP? He's stuck.
Yeah, he is stuck. He's trying to farm. Oh, the heal bomb's going to come in. And looks like he will die just to right clicks.
Oh, he didn't spend his gold.
He did or he did not? He didn't.
He did not. He actually did not spend his gold.
All right, that's a pretty big mistake. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, looks like Dubu and Forev joining back up to get that kill. Mid lane, though, looks like a little bit of dive here against Kyo.
Kyo has the TPA. As long as he...
Aloha. Gonna get charged. No bash just yet.
He did not hit neutral creeps in the jungle.
He did. Should have at least hit it once. And now he gets a bash on the truck. Like, you just feel so bad. They could make it go again here. If Dubu gets a Janata hit.
Mango. It's a kill.
Yeah. They're gonna ult first, and then they're gonna charge through. not even necessary.
This is going into the MVP's tempo already. They want to get all the singular pickoffs and
Yeah.
try to avoid heading into a early 5v5 team fight against Empire.
And I think that's where having a Queen of Pain early, like as your safe laner is so good for their playstyle, right? You get those early picks, you get the key levels on your Forev, on your Bounty Hunter, and then it's just go time for your whole team.
This is trouble for Empire. They have to proceed with the next minutes with extreme caution. They cannot afford to give any more pickoffs kills to MVP. They need to be able to reach that timing, the mech, and they group and they push. How far is the mech from the Viper? He is like, what, 600 away? Yeah, 500 away actually.
Yeah, well, it depends if he wants to upgrade to treads.
Nah, he has the buckler at the base, so he's gonna finish his mech first. They need the mech to be able to allow them to group up so the SB and BH cannot get their job done. Because all they need to do in this game is to get a lot of like pickoffs and they delay the push and they keep Empire split up. That's when you are very stressed against the SB and BH. Because you never know when you are safe to farm.
Speaking of mech, I imagine Shadow Fiend's going to be the one making it. He gets the power treads first. I guess if your Bounty Hunter's farmed enough, he could also go for the mech and Greaves.
Yeah, and they are not looking to fight early. They want to speed up, but it's still possible, obviously, for the SF to get the mech if they're strong enough to take a head-on fight. Because like I mentioned, they have KOP and SF, so if they land their spells correctly, there's still a chance that they can win the team fight. It's just that deciding when the team fight happens is not so easy for their heroes,
right?
Because they're up against a clockwork.
Funnick, level 6. No rotations just yet. Looks like he's going to go for that Blade Mill build.
See, Rubik has level 6 now, so I think the mech is just what they need right now for Empire to make their play. They don't really need to wait for any, like, even if the Rubik's not level 6, it's not a big deal, but top lane, Funnick.
Yeah, he's dead. Double damage on the Shadow Fiend, and not only do they get the kill, they could actually transition into a push as well. Meanwhile, on the bottom lane, though, looks like Hovos as well as Aloha Dance replies back very quickly.
This is the off-lane trade.
Again, I think MVP happy with these exchanges, right?
Yeah, because they want to be able to drag out the game, try to get more items, and any trade.
Oh, Dust on the mid lane here. Looks like Dubu's going to get picked off.
For Dust on the Viper?
Yeah, he had one. I mean, the Bounty Hunter walked into Sentry range.
Okay, and top lane we see MP rotating behind No Fear. No Fear doesn't have a teleport scroll.
I have to say, though, as a Bounty Hunter scumbag picker in pub games, that's just his mistake. You need to constantly check on every hero's inventory.
Yeah. Oh, bottom lane. 2 TPs coming in and a charge as well. Hovos might be in trouble here.
Oh, they should just go for Hovos, but the charge is going to go through. Hovos is going to fight his way out of here, trying to do as much damage as possible. Meanwhile, they're going to go on Aloha Dance as well. Double kill on QO, and he just got a ton of gold.
Good news was BH wasn't level 6 and he wasn't there.
Yeah. Yeah, BH really needs to sit in the lane and get level 6, but can't go mid because there's a Dust. Or he could just stay there in Vis, I guess.
So this is why I mentioned it's very important for Empire to be able to, as soon as you get the mech, you just hug each other. Otherwise, stuff like this would easily happen because you're up against an SB. You never know if you're safe or not. You just never know, and there's a bounty hunter. This is not looking good for Empire.
Oh, the Clockwork, it's going to hook in right now, but there is charge available. Kyo needs to fight his way out, but it looks like he's going to be dead. Well, maybe if the... Okay.
Who's dead?
Who's dead? Nobody's dead. Funnick is dead. This Shadow Fiend, man. He's already got the mech finish, I think. Yeah, he's got the mech.
Not looking good for Empire, I must say.
Yeah. And this is all pre-track. I think once you get track online...
And dude, they are behind in towers as well, and they have Viper and Gyrocopter. This is really a bad sign for them.
Alright, we have a ganking Invis Viper in the back. Maybe Dubu's the one that they want to pick off. Uh-oh, Reason's going to get caught out here. Reason could just... he could have TP earlier, I think, but... Looks like he's got picked off. Well, the charge is going to come through right now. The fight is going to break out. Hovos in a very bad position. And Requiem's going to get cancelled immediately by Aloha. Can he actually steal it? That's a question. Meanwhile, Resolution focusing on Dubu, not allowing him to reach level 6. There's going to be a track being thrown now. He's still alive throughout all of this. Can they actually get the kill on the Viper? They're still chasing. The Shuriken Toss is going to get the kill. Meanwhile, looks like Aloha Dance stole a charge. He's going to charge himself out. But I think Dubu might just follow him. On the back line here, Funnick coming back into the fight. He does have Hook. He may be able to actually go in against Dubu. He doesn't have vision, unfortunately. He's cheaping up top. He could just toss onto the creep and get the kill. Bang! That's the play here. Dubu making it happen. I do believe that's 3 track kills for the side of MVP.
Man, that is a game-losing fight there against a Bounty Hunter lineup. That is really, really bad. They were caught out of position, and I must say, Clockwork wasn't there in the fight. Numbers advantage, you know.
Yep. Let's see if they can get one return.
They have to get return kills.
Okay, the cast is going to bounce pretty good here amongst a couple of heroes. Kyo doesn't have the mech anymore.
Oh,
the backline Sonic Wave hits on all three. Kyo will die here, but it doesn't matter. They will get the 3 cores on the side of Empire. That is a really late mech on Resolution. I wonder if maybe if he had it on cooldown, he'll try to fight his way out of here. The Grave's going to be good, and of course, the minus armor being provided. He will get the 1 kill before he does die. No fear in a bad position 70%? As well. Okay, it's happening right now. No, the heal bomb from No Fear, and looks like Forev might not even get the kill. He steals the empowering haste.
Oh, is he gonna live?
Okay, he is gonna live.
8k MMR support here, Lumi.
That is the play.
That is indeed the play.
I thought they were gonna just get wiped.
Man, they were like in such a bad position. If that didn't happen, like Empire could just lose like the game because of all the momentum being lost with their early game heroes.
Also, where was the Bounty? I guess he was just healing in that fight?
He went back to base.
Okay.
As well, so
that was a very... Because if Bounty was there, they clean up easily.
Oh my god, No Fear.
What a player.
Carry. He's the real carry, dude.
So with that 4-1 and 2 score, he got himself a Medallion Courage, which is actually pretty good against the style of MVP, right? Who just like group up and kill one hero. So anytime you could make somebody tankier is not bad.
Yeah, Solar Crest is really good versus Shadow Fiend early if you can actually get it like fast enough, obviously.
I think the
it's like the Viper, right? If you put the Viper in front and you just put the crest on him,
yeah,
like good luck killing that guy.
He ain't dying. Actually, Viper going for a
SMY?
SMY? Or Manta.
Manta could also be really good this game.
Because I think if you're going for SMY, you should go for the Sage components first. You need the HP.
Yeah, but at the same time, Viper, for some reason, a flying creature, but really slow. No, just Dota things.
You know, like chickens is not very good at flying, right? Or maybe he's like a rooster.
Okay, Hobos is getting followed by Dubu here.
Okay, the charge is probably going to happen. They're going to not care about the tower they're fighting under. Who are they going to focus? They should charge on the back line. Aloha immediately cancel the charge, but okay, the Grave is pretty good. Call down though. It's going to be on 4 heroes. Meanwhile, Clockwork Hook's going to come down. They're going to try to focus on Havos. The boot needs to be throwing out tracks. That's fine. Not really favoring MVP at least right now. Kyo used the mech a lot later than usual.
They needed to wait like 5 more seconds for Queen of Pain to have her ultimate. Then that fight
they can come back though. They can come back and pick. They have track. They have vision. Havosa's very, very low. And Sonic Wave, there's no track though. There was no track. They do get the return kill against MP as well. Oh no! He blinks back out, but the poison I believe finished him.
He needed one more right click to finish off No Fear. Then you could say that it might have been worth it because it's a track kill you are trading for.
Yeah, but very importantly for Team Empire, they're really preventing this snowball from happening. MVP not really taking the best fight they could have took.
Yeah, but they just needed... I feel like they could have waited, you know, like for Queen to have ultimate, and they just went in and they just burst like one target down before he graves. Because they didn't have the Sonic Wave, they didn't have that instant burst of damage. So the Grave is going to come off, like, regardless. Patience, you know, sometimes patience is a virtue, my friend.
It often is, it often is. Charge is going to get cancelled as Raze gets stolen.
Man, this game is going to get really, really action-packed, right? Both teams want to fight right now. Like, MVP wants to trade, Empire wants to fight but doesn't want to do trades. They want to like get clean victories.
Well, I would say that MVP shouldn't look for a fight right now because Sonic Wave is down for 70 seconds.
They need to wait for that.
So I don't like this push. Because if a fight breaks out...
Yeah, that's true, that's true. They need to fight around the Sonic Wave.
Yeah, Charge is going to go on top. Yeah, I think it's good to split up and farm for now.
MP is going to finish his Orchid. Yep.
That's going to be good against
the Dazzle.
Even the Rubik. Even the Rubik.
Maybe you can make an argument you would always want to have the silence on the Dazzle, like in the team fights where you're trying to focus. Like,
I think he just walked under a Sentry Ward. And do they have Dust? Okay, he's gonna force staff himself back out. No Dust being flown out just yet. Dubu goes Invis again.
Actually going to...
Okay, Sentry.
No. Alright. That's still like a Paradise moment there. 4 heroes there killing him. He was trying to place wards, but the death is not important. Like, it's making so much space for his team.
Yeah. I'd like to see MVP actually push down that mid tower. I think they've been trying to, because after that tower is down, the Bounty Hunter and the Spirit Breaker have a lot more room to maneuver around.
Especially the SB, because you're charging and the mid tower is down. It's a lot easier to move around the map.
Yep.
And we see Blade Mails popping out everywhere. So there's...
Blade Mail very good against the Dire team, or the Radiant team. So actually, they're both good.
Both the offlaners are going to be
Okay, charge, I believe, is happening on the mid lane against Dazzle. Is this a fight that you want to fight? The casket is not going to bounce. They're going to focus on Rubik. Rubik immediately lift and the Death Ward on the low ground to high ground, but the very, very tanky Sonic Wave from the back line, and of course, Requiem channeling from the foreground. A ton of AoE damage coming out. Funnick drops the cogs down, and the bounces from the Shuriken. The tracks are coming out. No fear is going to TP himself back out here. Havos on the back line, though, will kill QO. Ryzen, out of essentially all of the resource, he's going to get brought down as well, but the Trax is flying out again. The double Shuriken toss doing so much work.
Kill. This is going to be another track kill.
Yep, tracking him again for good measures. And the winner of this fight, clearly Bounty Hunter and MP, as the Orchid just got finished, and he's got 2,000 gold again. Debut, just by dying, got another 1,000 gold. They're so rich. And they're going to get the T1 tower mid now, I think. Yeah, it's one last hit away. Can they get the deny?
That fight was so topsy-turvy. Like, at the start, we thought...
Oh, no, Rubik! He TP in. That's going to be another track kill. Ain't great.
Oh, no. The last...
Did they just lose the game right there, or...?
That's still a chance. I mean, it's really bad, but it's still possible for them to get their act together. I think the next timing they have to wait for is the BKB. They need to have BKBs on the gyrocopter before they try to fight again.
When you say they need to get their act together... Are you just saying that they lost a fight because they're uncoordinated?
Like that fight wasn't really uncoordinated. They just
it's just a chaotic fight.
They got caught like surprised, like they were surprised by MVP, and MVP moving from the side. The Sonic Wave was really, really good on 3 heroes, I think.
Right.
So it wasn't really even Empire like running into a bad position. They were in beside the tier 1 tower.
Yeah.
But they were just not ready for the engage.
Like, for example, Gyro needed to be there right then and there.
And they needed, like, the Clockwork to actually... I think Clockwork has to focus the Witch Doctor, like, in the fights. Witch Doctor, therefore, is
I think they picked it for that reason, right? Like, they picked it right after the Witch Doctor.
I mean, it's... He wasn't even, like, tunnel visioning the Witch Doctor as well. Like, he was trying to get kills on other heroes. So maybe he should try to focus on minimizing the damage that the Witch Doctor will be doing. Oh, no, another track kill for Dubu incoming here.
Well, he's going to try to fight his way out of there. Clockwork Hook on the backline, focusing on Reason this time, but the Force Staff is pretty good, and the Blade Mails are being activated. Mech's going to fly out here, and Funneck tracked up. I don't think he will be going home. He'll be looking for anything to toss onto, and he might actually...
he is going home.
Well, he could toss onto the Viper or on the Creep Wave. He's definitely dead there. Yeah, it's going to bounce for sure. Call down is going to be very, very good because of the chase here. Hovos on the backline, 2-man Sonic Wave. He gets graved up immediately, but he's really... Oh, the casket doing so much work. 2-man track, and I do believe Empire is going to just get wiped. MVP Phoenix. Oh, hold that thought here, as on the backline, Resolution picks off 1 kill. Debut, no man to cancel that TP. I'm not sure whether he wanted to cancel that TP.
And it's still a big win for MVP.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, the tracks. Like, every time all this exchange happens, you have track, you're just smiling yourself to the bank, you know.
Yeah, he's got a Blink now. I'm not even sure if Blink is that good this game.
You can't say Blink is wrong. You know, like Blink is always an item that you can't disagree with.
Let me paint this scenario, right? When we see Pylai Dai playing his Bounty Hunter, he played Blink and Force Staff a lot of time. But the playstyle of his team with Jackie Mouse split pushing on the Ember Spirit, you really want the extra vision, you want the scouting. But in a game like this...
It's like placing wards as well. Like, you have Blink, your job becomes easier.
I definitely agree with that point. But I'm saying in this game, there's a lot more focus on the fights itself.
So Vlad's, you think, would be better?
Vlad's, maybe even a Medallion, anything that lets you just take the fight better. I like Blink. I love this item on Bounty Hunter. But I'm just saying in this game, maybe that 2,000 going to another fight item is better.
Maybe, but I still understand the reasoning. Like, you can't say it's wrong. You know?
No, it's definitely a good
item. It's just that you might
want
want to look for another solution depending on how your team wants to approach the game.
Right. It will definitely help them chase as well. That
like the reason I feel like it's okay because they don't... Okay, maybe not Raisin. It's going to
he's
get
dead.
caught. Is he... Haze? Haze?
Lift. Kill the Haze Rune. Okay, looks like Viper's going to take the Haze. That's going to be the kill.
Yeah, but I think if they are not trying to force the issue right now, Blink is going to allow you to place wards, and then it might pay off with the vision that you have to take a really, really good fight. Okay. But right now, Empire getting a singular pick-off and trying to get the most out of it with the Roshan play. Let's see if MVP will be able to react.
It's dropping very fast. The only person in position is Dubu.
Solar Crest. Thanks to that Solar Crest.
Yeah, they can actually come in here and get off a couple of tracks. So Aegis is going to go on Gyro. This is not the fight you want to take right now here. Hookshot's going to hit. He's got the Force Staff though. Meanwhile, on the back line here, Kyo winds up the Requiem. It's not stolen. The charge goes through everybody. Sonic Wave again. So so good. Havo's on the front line will expend the Aegis immediately. The tracks are still flying out. Nofer just runs through the fight. He will be dead as well. And the Shuriken toss are being tossed out as well. TP, can he make it out? He does make it out. But I'm not sure whether these two heroes can, because you're tracked, you're charged. So, Funnick, well, he actually gets bashed out of the cogs. The Shuriken toss will fly out again here. Funnick will definitely die. Despite getting the Aegis, the aftermath of the fight goes to MVP once again.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Man, these Sonic Waves are just so good for MP.
7.6k MMR, dude. What can I say?
Is he actually 7.6k MMR?
Yes, he is.
Alright, Havo's gonna get charged. Is Havo 7.6k MMR? I don't think so. Or maybe he is, I don't know.
I think it's 6.4 maybe. I'm not sure. But at the end of the day, I think Empire is just gonna have a mountain to climb to come back into this game after all the tracks.
Okay, that's a grave. Helping out, and now they're gonna just focus on No Fear.
It doesn't put them. It's like minimizing damage, you know.
Yeah.
It's not
Well,
like
I mean, getting a track, that's a 5-man track kill. That's definitely a lot of damage.
another track kill, you know.
Yeah. Alright, Bounty Hunter just gets another kill. Oh god, Bounty's low. Oh! Bounty got picked off.
Oh, 17%? Okay, maybe not. That's a charge. So that's worth it. Even if he dies, that's worth it. That's a track kill. Oh my god.
Alright, so this game has escalated quite quickly, to say the least. I mean, if you're MVP, do you just start grouping up to push towers, or you just keep looking for the random pickoff, just get fat?
Keep doing what you're doing.
Okay.
I mean, you can look for the grouping up, but you don't have to do it, you know. You can just even play the game, like delay the game, wait for the next Aegis, wait for more items like MP to maybe finish. I think if you can finish the AC, it'll be good for them to take a fight after this. Like even the Manta, like Q was building into, so you can actually dodge the Viper strike is huge.
Don't you need to worry about the Empire late game? Because there is a Gyrocopter. Viper is not exactly a pushover in the late game.
You have track. You have track.
Alright.
And you're on dire side. You want to wait for... There's like another timing they want to wait for. I mentioned the AC, but the other strong timing is the Aghanims.
Oh, and Witch Doctor.
Yeah.
He's almost there, actually.
It's like game-changing. It's like a Night Stalker Aghanims. It's very game-changing.
Oh, it actually depends on
The clockwork.
the weave as well, right?
The weave.
Yeah.
I guess so, but you're still doing like
It's a lot of damage.
immense amount of damage
Yeah.
as a support position. So
And I think more importantly, it's the way it's changed the fight. Again, if you throw out the Death Ward, the enemy team is running. And you want them to be running when you have charge and track. It's just...
because you know there's no running from charge and track.
Yeah, MP has the Invis. It looks like...
No, Dubu, is he going to scout out the Viper here, Resolution, all on his own?
He could just track and blink away.
Do they have TPs on the other two heroes? Let's see.
Oh, he might get caught here, though. He's going to get... Okay, he forced. He goes Invis again, but the Rocket still chasing. Looks like QO. He's going to have to use his BKB Requiem. It's going to get stolen immediately here by Aloha. It's going to use it right there. That's going to do a ton of damage. Reason, dropping his ultimate. It's not going to be enough, but the Shuriken toss after multiple tracks. It's MVP Phoenix cleaning house. Funnick trying to fight his way out of here and force that forward, but not hitting the Invis units on the backline. TP out. Can we get a Shuriken toss? No! None of the spells hitting on time for Ev, trying to get that ultimate wind up.
Dude, it's still 2 for 3 and track.
They got a tier 1 tower.
What else can you say?
They got a tier 1 tower. Look,
I would let you get a tier 1 tower if I'm getting track kills, dude.
I got 6k MMR by scumbacking Bounty Hunter. I know how these fights go, and I know that MVP is very far ahead. But you got a dream, you know, on the other side. Is there anything in the dream?
Dream for a
Empire.
huge mistake from MVP at the Roshan fight. The
Okay.
hook shot, steal Rosh or some, you know, whatever. But at the end of the day, their timing is still the next, the BKB on the gyro. They have to wait for Hovos to obtain his BKB so he can dish out damage and avoid a lot of the spell damage from the SB, the Shadow Fiend, the Toss. The Shuriken is actually wrecking the fight.
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god.
It's doing so much damage. He's doing a very good job tracking.
And I still stand by my opinion that I think the Clockwork has to tunnel vision the Witch Doctor. You cannot allow the Witch Doctor to just stand there, look at it, go, kill your whole team. Even if you have Weave on your whole team.
I mean, last fight was pretty good in the sense that Aloha Dance stole the...
I don't think he used it. He got Orchid like by the Queen after that.
But even if he died, I believe the Death Requiem came out, right? And the minus 50% still... It's something.
Yeah, it's something, but obviously that's not ideal. You want to be able to get it off. So, and in the last fight as well, Funnick tried to stop the Requiem from the Shadow Fiend, but he wasn't successful. He was a little late. So I think a lot of things has to be done perfectly for Empire to be able to win a fight. Get the BKB and Gyro. Clockwork has to focus the Witch Doctor. and let the other players play out. Like Rubik get a big steal, Dazzle gets a Grave like in a good position, and Viper and Gyro just
Hit things.
unleash the damage and just kill stuff. If they can actually get all those details going on for them, I still think they'll be able to win a fight if MVP doesn't execute a perfect fight.
Being realistic, how easy is that to happen?
I mean,
because
I'm not saying it's easy, but
and
you're asking me if it's possible and what they have to do.
okay, it is possible, but like putting it back in realism as Dubu's gonna snipe a courier. It has 1800 gold on
is
it.
that the talisman or something?
No,
What's that? Oh, that's just the AC recipe. And chainmail dust.
Okay, Bounty Hunter is being surrounded by like
And
8 people.
Do they have a gem for this bounty? This pesky bounty?
No, I don't think they're rich enough to afford it. No, they're just carrying dust. Alright, so realistically though, it's hard to get in that kind of position.
Okay, realistically, is Hovo's gonna
He
get out
needs
of
to
here?
TP out right now. No! TP on CD! Okay, the call down. Hovos. Forev just turns on the blade mail.
Oh my god, the bash.
Do you wait for the track?
Yes,
No.
you wait for the track.
Where's the track, man?
Where's the track? Okay, no. Oh, did he get it?
He was
off?
so close. No,
Oh,
he was
just there. They
Just
should have
wait.
Wait, that was like.
That's
what?
where you scream on team communications. Like, wait for track.
Guys, I'm here to give you more gold.
Yes.
Can you just wait for me, you know?
Okay, that's AC finish on Queen and Pain. Yeah, when you have triple BKB up, that just puts so much pressure on the supports. It's hard for them to get into the right position. I don't know. I'm not sure whether it is doable for Team Empire.
Difficult, but not impossible, you know. You said dream, you know, you have to be able to
Okay,
dream.
alright.
The dream is still there.
The dream is there. Tier 2 tower is gonna get taken out here by MVP. The next Roshan is spawning. Well, we'll see how quickly it spawns. But I think if you're MVP, you just mow down that tier 2 mid.
You want a quick spawn. Basically, you're ready to fight and finish the game.
All right, Aloha Dance, not like Havos, has the TP out.
Come on, dude.
Dude, I mean,
his TP was on cooldown. It's not his fault, you know.
Okay, the more important thing is why was he there with a TP on cooldown, farming and wave?
Cause he needs to get his BKB. If he's sitting in the base,
okay,
how is he gonna get the BKB?
You wait for your TP to be not on cooldown, right?
Alright, sure.
I mean, I'm just nitpicking here.
They're losing, you know, you need to take...
Okay, alright, take risks.
Dude, I mentioned, when you're losing, you take risks. You have to take risks. But when
fair enough. I'm just flaming. I'm sorry.
I accept your apology on behalf of Hovos.
Okay, thank you. Smoke gang coming out here from MVP. And it looks like the charge is going to go on Havos again, but I think you should focus on the Rubik. Rubik on the front line, steals track, dies immediately. The gyrocopter gets 4-staff back out. I think that's already enough to push a tier 2. They don't really need to chase, but they're chasing him regardless. Funnick getting focused.
Track, you know, why not?
Keep tracking. Sonic Wave is going to get thrown out. The charge is going to come through. There is going to be that Grave. Sonic Wave hits on everybody. The wind-up on the Requiem gets cancelled. Death Ward just driving them back even further. All the bounces. Looks like Forev might even die. No, he will survive here. And that will be tier 2.
That was not even a half channel Death Ward and it already did so much. And I'm really struggling to find a way for Empire right now.
Especially if the Dire gets the next Roche. It's
game should be pretty much in the bag if they are able to. They should be able to close out the game if they successfully claim the next Roshan and do not do anything too risky.
Yeah.
Even if Hovos is going to be able to get his BKB ready for the next tower defense, but it's going to be hard for them. Yeah,
doing something risky is basically like walking up the hill as 5, getting hooked, getting 3-man cogged. That could win Empire the fight. As long as you send the Shadow Fiend or the Queen and Pain up and just hit the tier 3 with Aegis, you should be absolutely fine. That's the route to victory.
Yeah. And it also depends on another factor, how much the Rubik will contribute. Because Rubik is like a question mark when you talk about Rubik in a team fight.
That's
you
true.
have no clue how much the hero is going to do.
So for example, in the last fight, he was dead.
Nothing, yeah. He was just focused down first. I think the 2 supports is key. The Rubik and the Dazzle. If you remove these 2 heroes out of the equation immediately, like the Viper and the Gyro is like sitting ducks if you remove the Dazzle and the Rubik. Again,
when there's a BKB Spirit Breaker, it's so hard to position against that.
And if you force the clock to hook you, Witch Doctor's like, alright dude, I'm good to go.
Yep. Alright, checking on Gyrocopter's BKB. He's very close there, so ideally he should have it before the next fight. Rubik walking out, maybe trying to steal a track or something. Charge? That's from an awkward angle from Forev. He's seen I don't know if you want to hook that though. Okay, the Cogs in a very nice position. Maybe they could get a clean pick here. He does have the BKB, but complete chains on here.
Oh, that was really, really good execution from Funnick there.
Okay. And that was right before the Roche spawn, so that's a perfect time if they want to make something happen.
Can they even try to go for the Roche? That's the question. They have no idea that SB doesn't have buyback, obviously. They can try to do it, but you have to take into consideration that SB might have buyback if you do this.
Are you already in a position where you just have to take that risk?
Maybe. That's also a key point to think about when you're playing in Empire.
Well, it looks like we're going to see a fight in the jungle here. Aloha is going to try to walk himself out. Cogs are going to be good here, pushing the Shadow Fiend.
Resolution TP'd out. He's top.
Yep, he is top, but the team is taking the fight in the jungle. Meanwhile, looks like Funnick is just having a ton of hard time. Okay, lift back, toss back. Where are these tracks coming? There's a track. That's going to be killed. That's drops of gems as well. Okay, now you just go.
Finish the Roche and push high ground. You don't have to do anything too risky. Oh, they're actually going to just run in. Okay.
All right.
Oh, they have the numbers advantage here.
Well,
but as
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
Well, can't they just get Roche and then end the game? Why do they have to do that? I guess they just want to keep the game interesting.
The dream is still alive.
Okay. But SF has buyback, so.
Yep.
If Empire tries to force the issue too much, they just buy back the SF and get Roshan.
Is Queen of Pain building Satanic?
Carry Queen. But usually with this build, I see a lot of players go for MKB, go for just damage.
But yeah, I actually don't see the Morbid Mask that often.
But it's like, at this stage of the game when you're playing Queen, you do not have any regenerating items, so Morbid Mask is really, really good for you to keep farming.
Okay, that's fair. I'm just wondering...
Oh, Hobos.
Alright, the track's gonna come out. Again, they have Brave.
He doesn't have BKB.
Alright.
Okay. Okay.
I think he's dead. Oh, he's great for now.
TP? No.
Right, that's a big Sonic Wave. The tracks are flying out. He throws the call down here. Dubu on the backline just tracking everybody.
Okay, I don't think they need the Shadow Fiend.
They don't. As the Witch Doctor is outputting way more than enough damage. Resolution on the front line just tanking, but for how long is the question. And again, all these tracks just flying out. Oh, he doesn't get the last one. That would have been 5 track, 5 bounty.
This is the nail in the coffin already. I don't think Empire has any gas left in the tank anymore after that.
No, they are stuck in a barren desert without gas. Shadow Fiends need to get some souls before they join the Roche fight.
Yeah, whatever, dude. They're just gonna end the game with the Roshan anyways. So, oh yeah, MKB it is for MP as well.
Yep. Oh, there's a Hex on the bounty as well? Okay.
Alright, why not, you know? 46 kills, I wonder how many of those are track.
I think there was like 10 kills already before he even turned level 6. So I'm guessing at least like 15 and 20 were track.
You know, it would be cool if
they would keep that.
Yeah, track counters to kill.
You gotta track them tracks, Valve, please.
Okay.
I mean,
well played.
You could easily just put a tiny number, right, on top of your HP bar. Like
I mean, you used to even be able to see how many wards you purchased at the end of the game.
Yeah.
The good old days.
I mean, if you could do like dash HA for hook accuracy, you could definitely check tracks. Ain't hard. What's difficult though is to keep how many like 2-man track, 3-man track.
You know what's even more difficult? Empire winning this game.
That is also very difficult.
They have to, you know,
maybe
somehow use buybacks to somehow win the fight.
Yo, this could help.
What?
The mom on Quap. She could just turn on Mom Blinken and just die, right?
Okay. So
I mean, they actually don't have that kind of burst damage.
Basically, you're saying Empire needs MVP to help them to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that what we're both saying?
I guess so. Like, you need them to make a mistake.
Yeah. Okay, this is not the start of the fight. Volz, please get back to base. I'm very worried for No Fear now.
No fear. You better have fear right now, my friend.
He's got drums. He's popping it, trying to run out. Okay, the Clockwork Hook's gonna come in, but I'm not sure if that's the fight of the start. Havos is gonna get hexed into the Sonic Wave. That's 3. They buy back right now, but without call down. Meanwhile, Dubu continues to track away. They're gonna focus on Havos. He activates the BKB and run back. Rubik also buy back. Feref doesn't care. They're kind of diving a little bit too deep. The TP gets cancelled as Kyo winds up the Requiem. And that should just be it. They'll back out for now, but
they're just delaying the inevitable, I feel. They can use buybacks, but like sometimes dying slowly is worse than dying instantly.
Oh, Dubu.
It's like you're staying in a game, you know you cannot win. Sometimes it feels like that.
I mean, it's kind of like that right now. It's exactly like that. But they're gonna give it one last go. All right, empowering haste being stolen. Not exactly what they need right now. Okay, Blinken coming out. Immediate hex on Havos. Havos, no buyback, no BKB. He's gonna get focused completely. And the Grave is gonna come out right now. Now Viper is gonna get changed on the target. The tracks are flying out as well.
Dude,
and they will finally get Havos.
the supports are killing the carry.
I mean, the support's got Blink, Force Staff, Hex. In fact, I think the support is, yeah, right now Bounty Hunter is more farmed than the Gyro. Alright, these Shuriken Toss are just going half. Well, walking into game 2, what do you think Empire needs to watch out for?
I think this game, what actually went wrong for them is like, I feel the gameplay was like there were some mistakes after, but you remember the first bad thing that happened was they got Mac. Before they got Mac, Gyro and one other support died in the bottom lane. Do you remember that moment at the start?
Yeah, no, they got Mac, but
no, it was before they were delivering the Mac, but they lost 2 heroes at bottom.
Yes.
Remember that?
The charge.
I think that was the biggest turning point in the whole game. It might seem small, but it actually
explain it to me, Winter. Why was that a big turning point?
It slowed the tempo. They needed to play the tempo where they group up, they get the Mac, they do not allow the SV and BH to get kills and get levels. Because Bounty was like level 4 at that point, or like maybe 5.
Okay.
So if they actually proceed to group, they do not give pickoffs. Mac, what? SF hasn't got Mac, you know, at that point. They just barrel down a lane, they take towers.
Alright, so recall that mid-level 1 fight, or fight around the level 1 tower, where Empire actually won. It was an immediate call down onto 4 people.
And it was also because MVP won a fight, but they stayed. But I guess they didn't put into account that Phonic didn't use his hook shot in the previous fight. He was late to the fight, so they saved the hook shot when SF was trying to back off after okay, everyone's respawning, but I'm trying to back. I hit the tower as much as I can. I back off, but boom, hook shot.
I guess what I'm trying to say is we didn't see a very strong execution fight from Empire. You talked about how you need to isolate the Witch Doctor, get a quick kill.
Yeah, but I think
call down on top.
I think during that point, yeah, I mentioned that a lot during the game, but that was the point where they were already like struggling. They were behind. They were behind because of what happened there. Like the 2 pickoffs. The 2 pickoffs actually changed the face of the game. It slowed down the tempo. That was number 1. And the lineup with the Viper against the SV and BH are losing on towers. That is not good. That is really not good.
Yeah, it's a second time in a row where we see the Viper actually not performing as planned against this MVP lineup. So, you know, MVP looking really strong with this draft.
I mean, Empire's lineup is fine. I think it's just the movement, like the team decision making, the cohesiveness of their movement, their understanding of how they have to execute their strategy was just that one moment. Maybe they forgot, or they just felt like, oh, I want to like push the lane about, because like Hovos was like pushing, and I think it was the Rubik behind him.
Yeah.
And he was just like following, like you follow the carry, like if you feel the carry is not safe. And that was the moment where I think it all broke apart for their Viper lineup. Even though after that it felt like we saw signs of life from Empire, they were still taking some fights. But I think overall that should not have happened for them, and they would have been in a really, really good position to take. You remove all the tier 1 towers, you try to, you know, put your wards down in the jungle, you control the map, and you make sure that the SB and BH is low level, they don't get track goal.
Yep.
And you keep pushing.
Empire definitely made some plays. Remember the SB picked off into the Roshan, like that gave them a fighting chance. They need definitely a lot more of that in game 2.
My point is like they were already in a bad position because of what happened.
I agree with you. Like they've been trading against track the whole game, but sometimes you gotta just say, all right, we make a couple good plays, walking into game 2. You know, hopefully we could do a lot better in game 2. Speaking of game 2, that should be coming up after a short commercial break. This has been the Global Esport Cup. He's Winter. I am Illuminous, and we're both Asian, and we're taking a break now.